Aita,
Eula.
hola.
We are the dream merchants, spreading unlicensed scripts, lyrics of idolized confusion for the poor state of mind to self-actualize, collective struggles of race relations and mutual understandings. We urge mankind to buy into the idea of living life to the full, distressing conditions denying an opportunity to rise and overcome daily frustrations led by the oppression. For days and nights, we quoted and preached verses from the revolution, dedicating our prayers to the light, for humans to find consciousness. We are the loyal prophets from the liberation movements, our scope traveling across the globe, led by the stars, our vision and presence entouraged by the shadows, and our spirits breaking boundaries, swerving on the pillars of the galaxies. We cycle around the ozone underneath the heavens, ordering the sun to provide warmth and sight, its light to stand against darkness, and release the entire creation from all sorts of fears. We still remain the true ghetto disciples, ciphers of the street corners, sorcerers of the spotlight, creating poetic slams under streetlights. We sing hustles and flows of poverty and recessions, residing in dumping sites, our children born and raised by coal dust and ash, whilst we are dreaming in metaphors underneath the grey skies, draped by potent perfumes of gas fumes and smoke, and our lives barely separated from the trash. Yet we are striving hard enough to snap the mist on our eyes, to find vision and breathe clean oxygen. We are hardly recognized by all classes of civilization, barely knowing any principle of personal hygiene, but our minds running like strong flight engines, willing to be freed, to reach new destination, but moving with no direction. We shall continue objecting from the rulers of the world, hidden emperors of evil and architects of destruction, creating starvation with strong inflation, living disaster and soil erosion through nuclear waste and artificial cyclones that sweep and destroy nature, so we could all throw the blame to God and his nature. We shall never succumb to the beast and his ill-calculated new world order, practicing cult and advanced crimes of human sacrifice, denying us the will and freedom of expression. Because we poets remain competitors to scientists and psychics, running innovative experiments to therapy, hypnotizing the system to change perception and fighting the inception, drowning society to DNA with high volumes of intoxication. We provide rehabilitation by urging transformation and still remain masters of sanity, healing the insane through meditation and consuming failures to reason by keeping human minds focused on concrete walls, yet expecting them to gain the possibility of seeing life ahead far from where they already are. Because we shall never be deceived by Greeks' astrological belief in stars and Egyptian insignia of pyramid innovation as pagan pharaoh tombs. For we have seen more hunger in Rwanda and massacres in Beirut, Marikana in Palestine. Yet the history and the Guinness books shall not keep these records, because we are regarded as the public enemies to the system, famously known for our resistance but our existence in minority. That is why we are classified as rebels. We intend to expose all sorts of ills from the world and heal broken souls purely with words, so all humans may be saved from dark forces leading to devastation and self-destruction. We are a compass to the lost, a host to all broken dreams. We carry a mandate to mend and fill empty spaces in your souls, leaving pain and personal gain no place, and giving courage to all who might have thrown the towel. Because we poets write words from the dictionary. We write big words in little pieces of stationery, so we could confuse the audience.
Welcome back. It's a new year. Welcome to another installment of Kwane's Poetic License. We're back with a bang. We finally have a building, guys. Thanks to Chief Justice Food Court. We finally have a building for all my Emalahleni poets. So next time you're around Langa's Extension 1, come through to Chief Justice Food Court for all your guys. Like, I don't even want to undersell it, but just come through here. Without further ado, let me continue and let's start the year off with a bang. I have a stable of poetry in the Malahleni with Bank. This guy really needs no introduction. If you are in the poetry space or if you are in the art space in Malahleni, this guy needs absolutely no introduction. But because there are some of you who are ignorant enough not to know him. Bro, how are you doing, superstar?
I'm good, man.
I'm great, bro. Thank you so much for honoring the invitation.
No, it's an honor to me to be here.
Thank you, bro.
An honor.
For those of, I know who you are. I know you're a superstar. I know you're a Mavuso. But for my audience who might not know who superstar is, do you mind doing a young intro, 20 seconds, nyana, like 2 lines on who superstar is?
Superstars of this revolution moving.
Yes,
That's
sir.
my line. That's my pickup line.
That's
Guys, my name is Mavuso Masilela, aka Superstar, poet, creative artist, just a poet. And I love poetry with my soul.
Yeah.
And I love just the jam sessions, your slam poetry sessions, your writing poetry, your thinking poetry, your sleeping poetry. That's just me. I'm just that guy. I'm just a poet.
Yeah, you heard it. He's a poet, guys. So I did not just grab someone from the street and say, hey, who is the last story caller? He's a poet. So, bro, thank you for one thing, for letting us into your writing space, for letting us invade. What was the process behind your writing? You guys just saw him reading one of his pieces entitled Revolution X Monster Sports. Yeah. Would you mind, like, before we go into the piece, do you mind, like, taking us through what inspired you to write this piece and what were you trying to achieve when you were writing this piece?
Okay, yeah, well, I'm sure something that inspires me every time when I write is getting the voice out there and becoming an instrument to share the messages that are always hidden and concealed. Because so many people feel certain things and they view certain things in the same way, but they don't have an opportunity to share them publicly. So this is the reason why I wrote. What inspired me was to become a mouthpiece for the voices of the silenced, to share the expression and the experiences that society shares commonly, that most people fear to articulate. So that is the reason why I wrote such a piece, so that I can enlighten or highlight some of the things that most people are familiar with. Basically, is to restore relevance to the conditions that people face on a daily basis.
Oh, that's deep, bro. This is quite a long piece. So instead of going line by line, do you mind if we go like stanza by stanza, just to like get the grasp of what the picture you're trying to paint in each stanza?
Okay.
So you start the poem by saying, we are dream merchants, spreading unlicensed scripts, lyrics of idolized confusion for the poor state of mind. And then you end this stanza by saying, we urge mankind to buy into the idea of living into the full distressing conditions, denying an opportunity to rise and overcome daily frustrations led by the oppressions.
Yeah, so I'm sure we all familiar with the conditions that are happening in society at large. You get leaders that lead people, and you trust loyalty to these leaders because we know them. Most of them, they come from our communities. But then at the end of the day, these leaders don't really deliver the type of promises they make to the same masses. So they end up like barricading the leadership power, and people are sanctioned in that sense. So the reason why I'm saying we are dream merchants, I'm saying we are the sellers of ideas. That is why I'm saying we are the dream merchants, spreading unlicensed scripts. We're like selling the truth, but now the truth is like concealed for a few, for a chosen few.
So who's this? We poets, writers, artists?
Society at large, not only poets.
Okay.
We all know the truth.
Yeah.
But in life, there's humanity, and humanity means sharing, and sharing means tolerance, and tolerance means unity. But then most of the time, we don't get those things. We don't get those elements in society whereby people are united, people are tolerant, where people are sharing. People are now greed for that sense.
Wow, that's deep, bro. Wow, okay, cool. We are going to move swiftly here then, eh? Even though it's such a deep poem, guys, I don't know how I'm gonna get through it, but you'll try. Because these are conditions we still live in today, so you know. So the second stanza, it starts by, for days and nights we quote and preach verses from the revolution, dedicating our prayers to the light for humans to find consciousness.
Yeah, this is an issue of each one teach one.
Okay.
Everybody is trying to hold the information to themselves.
Yeah.
But the real light means we must share. So that if you are exposed and I'm not exposed over something, you must be the one who is leading me in that path to say, brother, look, there's a way, and these are the options. If I make my choices, then I know my brother has led me to this realm of path where I can be able to get the knowledge that I want. Because the knowledge is still hidden in books, and as Africans, we are still lacking in numbers of reading books, even writing books.
Even
To that number,
yeah.
you know, we always trusting information from other countries, which is good. However, what about our voices? What about our information? Why isn't it reaching the world globally and people getting to express themselves in that sense?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying we are dedicating our prayers. Every day people believe their prayers. People pray to different type of beliefs. Some pray to religion, some pray to ancestry, some pray to Noya in terms of culture, but they all, in one way or another, pray to something because they all believe in different sense of beliefs. The only thing that is lacking, I don't know why people can't accept each other's beliefs and be able to share one common ground in praying.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot for us to share what we believe. It's gonna take a lot.
But we try.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try. Before I close off this stanza, there's this one line right by the end. Here's 3 lines. We cycled around the ozone under its heavens, other than the sun to provide warm inside. It's light to stand against darkness and release the entire creation from all sorts of fears. So how, like in your like this is poetic language. So how are we, like in what manner do we cycle around the ozone? Like what causes us to cycle around, or what we exactly trying to say here?
Basically, when we cycle around the ozone, it means as poets, we always look around somewhere searching for a God. We're all searching for a God. We don't know where, if God is in underground, God is in the midst of the wilderness, God is in the skies, but we like cycling, we like searching for something that we're not even sure of. And the reason why we're cycling is because we've had so many promises in the past, and we have lost hope. That is the biggest thing. So for us cycling, we are searching for solutions, and we are all led in the dark because we have been misled by a lot of things, a lot of people promising things and not delivering. So we end up losing what we already know and what we already have. The type of background we have, we're trying to abandon it for something that is given by other people somewhere as a form of a solution. So that is why we're running around trying to find solutions. That is why we are living in darkness in that sense, because we are not being exposed from the truth. But only to find that the light is responsible for exposing everything in the open.
That's dope, bro. That's beautiful, bro. Moving swiftly along that stanza. We still remain the true ghetto disciples, ciphers of the street corners. I think this poem is perfect for where they're setting our head. Like, we're still in the ghetto,
in the
bro.
slums, in the slums.
We're still in the slums.
Yeah, man.
So sorrows of the spotlight, creating poetic slams under street lights. Yet we are, this is the last part, yet we are striving hard enough to snap the mist on our eyes to find vision and breathe clean oxygen.
Living in this place, having the amount of talent we have, whether you're a poet, you're an actor, you're a musician, you're a writer, you're what a form of an artist, we all have one common ground. We all have that sense of moral support for each other. To say, hey, Ndwazi, you're one of the greatest in this area. Get my point?
Yeah.
So we like the disciples of the art itself. And we become like the ciphers of the street. Like we battle in streets and we recite to each other, we perform to each other, we get to acknowledge each other's presence. The only devastating part is that we are all trying to find the most delinquent life, the most cleanest environments, the most sane environment, but we can't find them because we are poor. We cannot run away from that fact. We live in here in the slums, and most of the messages we preach, they reach the people in the metropolitans, the urban areas, and everywhere. Not here.
They never come back to us, eh?
That's the thing.
Wow. That's okay. This line though, to snap the mist on our eyes is beautiful.
Snapping the mist on our eyes means because of all the environment is surrounded with a lot of things, a lot of trash, a lot of pollution, a lot of just all sorts of pollution, from smoke, fumes,
to even mind pollution.
Yeah, it's even mind pollution because there's a bigger sense of mind pollution, which is a pulling back syndrome. You start doing something great and someone pulls you back and say, no, I can't survive. This person, why? You must stop dreaming. This is the real world. You live in here, and only to find with your dreams they leave you to project life beyond where you are.
Oh, beautiful, bro. Okay, let's move swiftly along. We were hardly recognized by all classes of civilization. barely knowing any principle of personal hygiene, but our minds running like strong flights engines.
No one cares if you come from the gate.
Yeah.
No one has. We see a lot of artists in the world. You can name all the continents in the world. No one will care if you come from Detroit, even if you are great. But people will care if you come from Brooklyn. No one will care if you don't come from Sentin. Even if you come from this place or other slums, Alexandra, wherever, as long as you are in the slums, no one will take you serious.
Or as long as you are still in the slums,
no one will take you seriously. People will appreciate your craft, but they will not take you that seriously. Unless you say, now I'm making money out of this thing, I'm living in Sentin, then people will pay attention. People respect money more than craft, more than personal respect for people. They respect money. So if you are living here, no one will take you serious.
And there's also this thing called poverty porn. So if you are there and selling us your porn, we are here to watch just like from a distance.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's
no one cares if you're in the slums.